of the last poll, but pushed ahead to coincide relatively timely with the release of the season finale. Monarch Season 2 picks up right where Season 1 ended, with King Kong showing up. And he's mad. I can't really do much of the video without spoilers. The thumbnail probably already has a spoiler, but I will say, while Season 1 had its ups and downs, I ended up liking it. Season 2 also has ups and downs, I'd say less ups though, and I came out of it being fine with it. I don't think I'd say I liked it, especially not as much as Season 1, but I'd say it's still worth a watch. And there are things I do like, so let's get into spoilers and I'll go through them and some story beats. So yeah, King Kong is going crazy on Skull Island because these scarabs are showing up from Axis Mundi. And then he gets even more mad when, while bringing Shaw back, our protagonists, mainly Kate, also bring back Titan X. And I like the design of Titan X. I also like the backstory that is given to it through flashback scenes. Yeah, we spend a decent amount of time following Shaw, Keiko, and Billy in the past again. More character work and less focus on Monarch for better or worse, but I'll get into that more later. The main conflict of this season is dealing with Titan X, and depending on the party involved, may involve killing it, getting it back to its migratory path, or just sending it back to Axis Mundi. There is also a lot of interpersonal conflicts. Some of them are redundant. Some start off decent then fizzle, some just seem to be there to have yet more conflicts, which this season did not need more of. A couple of episodes before the finale, we are introduced to Isabel, who has her own agenda for dealing and capitalizing with Titan X. She is related to Apex, but is operating outside of that organization, so another party to deal with. There's a lot of moving parts in Monarch Season 2, but I don't think they elevate much of anything. What does work, like I mentioned earlier, is Titan X's backstory, which is told from the flashback crew learning about it at a small fishing village. Most of that is good. Emotional weight given to the death of Hiroshi and the internal drama involved with that is decent. I liked Kate and Keiko bonding. I really like Tim here. He's growing, which is good because most of the characters keep cycling their development. Kate has a connection to Titan X. It's fine, but early on it seems like a lot stronger of a connection than later, which wish it was more of a Gamer of the Universe type of connection. I think a big problem with this season is it wants too much to be dynamic. Shaw and Keiko are human, let's throw in a big lapse of judgment. Same with Billy. I do like that little interaction where Suzuki tries to talk some sense into him. The show also builds up Titan X to be the antagonist, then spends some time making us feel bad for it, only to then paint it in a bad light again. It's just back and forth, and it makes some scenes that should feel good feel bad. It can be both. In better media, it works, but when Monarch Season 2 tries to do things two ways, it feels clunky, it feels bad. And more often than not, it doesn't end up helping anything, which is the main problem. As far as fixing problems from Season 1, I don't know. At least there's more Godzilla. There's Kong too, a tiny bit. They're never on screen together, but both do get to fight with Titan X separately. So I'm sure that alone is enough to get some people to watch this. I didn't feel like any of the monster fights were that exciting. There's not a lot of new smaller monsters in Season 2, and what there aren't very interesting except for this one guy, which still isn't that exciting, but I know that if this was a practical monster, I probably would have loved it. What I feel like one of the bigger problems with Monarch Season 2 is, it's 10 episodes, a little under an hour each, probably an hour if it had commercials, but it doesn't feel like that, in a negative way. I'm left wondering, why did it feel like not much happened? And what does happen, why does it feel rushed? There's substance there, but it feels pretty empty. Like I said before, Monarch Season 2 is okay. I prefer the first season, but still worth a watch for any MonsterVerse fans. It does decently at some points build bridges between events and tech from the films, and of course, Kong and Godzilla do separately both fight with a new kaiju. Thanks for watching.